Dylan. What's up, brother? So glad to be rocking with you here once again. We're going to do the damn thing today. So glad to be here rocking with you. Hope you're doing blessed up, wonderful, and amazing. Enjoying your weekend, enjoying that Saturday. You work today? Do you work this evening? When I did my security, I worked Friday night. I worked 16 hours Saturday, 16 hours Sunday, and then I was free Monday through Friday night. I was free. That was cool. I'd get your 40 hours and it'd be double shifts, right? No, let's rock and roll. Let's do it, okay? Let's rock and roll. Hey, Shaman. Thought I'd check in with Starship Lockjaw. Much love, brother. Things have been going good. I've been working in hospital security, and I've decided to pursue an education in radiology. And I hope you've been having as much fun as I did doing hospital security. I hope you have as much fun as I did. And I would have loved to work with you. I would have loved to have worked with you doing hospital security. We would have had so much fun, man, doing all kinds of crazy shit. Hell yeah, we would have. Here. Recently, I've been dedicating a large portion of my days to my health and manifesting what I want in the world. A lot of my anxiety surrounding women has really dissolved, and I feel confident in my value as a man and as someone who has worth in his life. I've been working towards what I love in life, playing bass, buying a nice car, being who I truly am, and maintaining my health has changed. It's been liberating, and it's in my own, I'm gone off the coffee right now, can you tell? I've been working towards what I truly love in life. It's been liberating in its own sense. However, I'm trying to find that special someone to share the fruits of life with. I've had a few girlfriends in the last year or so, but nothing longer than 6 months. I guess what I'm asking is, how do I continue to maintain my path to success while also finding a partner who would complement my life? What are some things I can do to make myself more marketable without compromising my sense of self? I feel I may come across as intimidating or scary to some people. I'm 6'5", and I have the heavy metal aesthetic going on. How do I attract worthwhile people to me? Thank you, Shaman. You've been a great source of advice. You rock, brother. Much love, babe. Much love, Dylan. Much love, babe. We're gonna rock and roll. Let's get down. And I tell you what, before we get rocking too, I tell you when I did security, one of my coworkers, he was a great guy. He was so cool. His name was Dylan. And we worked together. We would always try to get shifts together because we were cool. We had each other's backs. We were both tough. So we always liked to work together, Because then there were a couple women that worked there doing security with us, and you knew you weren't going to be in good hands if shit hit the fan when you were with them. I mean, what were they supposed to do, What were they supposed to do? Little old ladies doing hospital security? You gotta have some tough people in there, else somebody's gonna get hurt, man. But no, I'll show you a picture too. I got the picture right here. When I did security, this was my last night there before I left. It was my last shift. And there's a picture of me and Dylan, man. And we had so much fun driving the damn golf cart around, chasing raccoons, running around on the roof and shit, getting in trouble, doing all kinds of shit we shouldn't, but we were having fun, man. But then when shit hit the fan, we were there, we were zooming on over there, calming down whatever, out of control patient was attacking the staff. We were having a good time, man. I just hope you're enjoying it. I know I sure did. And you gain so many valuable skills doing that, how to deal with people, how to interact with people, right? Oh man, I can feel it. I know you've experienced all this stuff, Hospital security is a good learning experience for sure, man. I'm so happy to hear it. But let's rock and roll. So, what I'm asking is, how do I continue to maintain my path to success while also finding a partner who would complement my life? What are some things I can do to make myself more marketable without compromising my sense of self? So you say that you feel you may come across as intimidating or scary, right? Being 6'5" and have the heavy metal aesthetic going on. Have these women that you've been dating over the past year, have they been of the heavy metal variety themselves? I imagine so. Because a certain look, a certain aesthetic, a certain vibe we give off can determine the types of women that we would attract to us, right? I'm reminded of when I was in high school and I thought I was a gangsta. G-Unit, and I wore baggy clothes, and I tried to sell my mixtapes at school, and every now and then someone would buy one in the cafeteria for $5. But I remember how I dressed at the time, and how I tried to present myself. It definitely drew a certain type of woman towards me, and I'm glad I never knocked any of them up. Had I done that about 15 years ago, I'd have a 15-year-old right now. Can you imagine that? I can't. I don't want to. Holy shit. But no, after high school, of course, I stopped trying to be gangsta, and I realized that that's not, cool to be trying to do that. I mean, I guess for some people it may be, but but then I, of course, started dressing differently and started dating different types of girls, of a different variety. So our looks do determine, and you say to appear more marketable, right? You say you want to be more marketable. Well, the type of woman that you would like to draw to yourself, I guess you could say, what do you think she would like, right? And then ask yourself, is that something you could see yourself being, right? You say you want to remain true to yourself, your sense of self. Absolutely, for sure. Sense of self, we want to maintain that. We can also adjust our style if we feel that we want to shift in certain ways, right? I was watching a video the other day, this reminds me of it, where, I forgot the name of the channel. But the guy on it, he's a real smart guy. He helps people with lots of things in life. And he had a caller. And the caller that talked to him, they were talking, and the caller says, the guy who does the show says, hey, I think you should cut your hair. Because the guy had like long dreadlocks everywhere. And the guy goes, no, I'll never cut my hair. He says, that's who I am. And he tells the guy, well, what if you cut your hair? What if that's the difference between you, being able to send your kids to college one day and not? And the guy goes, well, yeah, in that case, I would do it. And then so the guy on the show tells him, he's like, well, but what about you being true to yourself? He says, well, if it's for money like that, then I would do it. He says, so why are you so concerned with being true to yourself then, as you call it? He says, if simply changing a look about yourself can determine your future, right? And in the end, the caller was like, okay, I think I see what you're saying now. And it made me think, I was like, wow. I said, sometimes just changing certain things about our looks can open new doors and new pathways and things like that, huh? That's interesting, real interesting you bring that up. Also, I think the way we see ourselves sometimes, the way we see ourselves and think about ourselves, sometimes it can be sort of projected out to the others to see us and feel that way about us too, right? Sometimes if we think I look scary, or if I look this way, or if I look like I'm scared, or if I look like I'm nervous, or do they think I'm this? Sometimes we just put out an energy where it's inevitable that happens, right? Hell yeah. Doing security, right? You want to feel confident in yourself, which I'm sure you feel very confident. I mean, nobody's going to hurt you, man. I would have loved to work with you, brother. I would have felt very, very confident in whatever we did together. No, but but we want to have the confidence and knowing that we were going to be treated a certain way. And when I do the streams, I always try to envision that it's automatic now. I don't have to try to do it anymore. It's automatic in my mind now that others will see me as fun, as happy, as loving and kind and excited and who wants to make others feel that too. So that's how I always envision myself and feel of myself, and I feel that others will see that too when I stream. And it's automatic. I don't think about it. I just it's a state that I can enter. And it wasn't always like that. I used to be very nervous when I would stream. When I first started, I was nervous. And every now and then, I'll see a comment someone will say, something maybe kind of mean or nasty directed towards me, and it can kind of throw me off that state for a second. And I'm like, oh, self-doubt. But then I got to snap right back into it, though, right? We can't let anything knock us off our path. And I feel that with women, it can be the same way. Like, if we feel that we may come across as scary to them or intimidating, sometimes we can, right? Without even trying to be. But instead, if we can imagine them to see us in the light that we would prefer for them to see us, right? And of course, our actions and our words and how we treat others can make a huge difference in that too. Sometimes we are judged. A lot of times we're judged off first impressions or when they first see us. But once you talk to them, then they'll see, that, oh, she'll say, oh, you're not scary. You're not as scary as I thought you were. But no, if you want to change your style, we can always change our styles. That's always an idea. If you want to attract women to you that are not of the heavy metal variety, which I've never dealt with any of those women, so I don't know. When I was in high school, I knew a few, but we weren't close or anything, Never got off in any of their guts, Never inserted it and squirted it in any of them. But they were cool. I remember they were always kind of just wanting to go to concerts and stuff, and that seemed like that was all they really liked to do, and smoke weed. No, but what I'm saying is, whatever you want in a woman, and you can attract that to you. I love these pictures too, man. Y'all just doing your thing over here. Check it out. Hell yeah. It's kind of I see it over here, but on the other monitor, it's kind of cut off. Man, y'all are doing it, man. Y'all are doing it. Hell yeah. I love that beard too, man. That's a beard right there, brother. I tried growing mine recently. I can't grow it, man. I gave up. I gotta just give up on mine. Mine doesn't grow nice and full like that. That's freaking cool, though. Just love it, brother. Just love it. Man. Hell yeah. I got getting down with the bass, too. Getting down with the bass. Hell yeah. No, I tell you what, if the metal women are what you would like to attract, just keep doing it, baby. Keep doing your thing, right? And then maybe along the way you'll find the right metal woman. Y'all can bang out some heavy metal noise, some heavy metal together. No, but if you want to shift, you can shift if you want to, you know. Hell yeah. Ain't nothing wrong with changing sometimes. But the way we see ourselves, very, very important. The way we see ourselves. You know, I'll tell you what. There's also, let me see here. Was there a part in here about manifestation? There was, right? Manifestation. Where was that? Let me see here. Yes. Recently, I've been dedicating a large portion of my days to my health and manifesting what I truly want in the world. You know what this manifesting? There's something that I've recently gotten into. Well, I feel like I've gained a new understanding on it. And it's from Neville Goddard. If you've ever heard of Neville Goddard, he was this mystic from back in the day. I may have already told you about him. This mystic, this teacher. Very, very fascinating individual. Most of his stuff goes way over my head. I can't understand it yet. I'm not at that level yet. But one of his ideas here that he preached, and he had a loyal following from it. And to this day, a lot of people believe it. Neville Goddard. And his idea was that he preached and it worked for him. It's fascinating. I mean, it could all be a bunch of hocus pocus mumbo jumbo bullshit, but I like it anyways because it's fascinating to me. And it's when we're falling asleep at night, we're in this state, this mind state where what we imagine in that point, when we're in that state, falling asleep at night, laying in bed tired, what we're imagining, we can sort of create it in our world. How our imagination is a lot more powerful than we think it is. And the idea is when you're falling asleep at night, you imagine what you want, but you imagine that it is fulfilled, that it is done. You imagine the feeling of the wish fulfilled is what it's called. And you just imagine, and you put yourself in that state of it is done, it is finished. I have whatever it is. And you fall asleep like that. And then you do that for a time, maybe a few nights, maybe a week, maybe a month. And eventually you find that it can come to pass in this world. And it's strange. It's very strange, you know? And I had always heard about this, the idea. And of course, I've done the thing before where you write the thing in a little card and you put it in your wallet. And then, you know, you hopefully, you keep looking at it. Someday it'll come true, you know? And that worked for me, you know? That worked for me. I don't know how much imagination played into that, though, because it took a lot of work in real life, too. But I guess the imagination can determine the work sometimes. But recently what I did was this. There was this girl that I'd been talking to. Really, really like her. We really clicked. We really hit it off, you know. I had my fiance I was with for 6 years. 6 years, bitch. I was with her for 6 years. But a couple weeks ago, we had to call it quits for good. Had some differences that there was just no way to work through. No way to work through, you know. She has a drinking problem. She has a drinking problem that's gotten to the point where I can't deal with it. So I had to end things. Much as I loved her, I said, I just can't do this anymore. Because I would get so upset about it. I would act stupid, get mad, act crazy. Can't be with someone who makes you that upset. Gotta be with someone you vibe with, right? Sometimes we gotta call quits to things like that. So there's this new girl that I've been talking to, you know? And we're getting real close, you know, it's really cool. But at first, we started talking. I really liked her. She really liked me. But I tell you what, the more we talked and the deeper conversations we had, the more understood I felt by her. I felt very, very understood by her. It's like, wow. I felt like I could tell her anything and she totally just understands and she's okay with it. Well, I started really, really, really falling for her. But I felt that she liked me a lot, but I didn't really think she was falling for me the way I was falling for her. So what I did was I tried the Neville Goddard technique of imagining as I fell asleep that night in my bed. I fell asleep and I focused and I imagined the feeling of the wish fulfilled. That what? I imagined the feeling of the wish fulfilled that this woman loved me the way that I'd love her. and I imagined it as I fell asleep. And I saw it clearly, and I could feel it. The feeling of it was fulfilled. She loved me the way that I loved her. Well, what did you know? The next day, right? We were both working. We were both working on different things, but she messaged me all day, the whole day. She kept messaging me, which didn't bother me at all. Loved talking to her so much. But she hadn't done that before. And then she started telling me, she just said, there's something about you. You just make me feel so warm inside. I said, whoa. I was like, so do you, baby. No, and then I was like, wow. I was like, dude, did this thing work last night? I said, whoa. So no, I think that there could be power in it. And the whole Neville Goddard, my understanding is very limited. But from what I understand, the whole idea is that this reality we're in, this world, a lot of it is shaped by our imagination. I know it sounds crazy, but I actually am really starting to believe this myself. That this whole experience we're having, this whole life experience, our imagination can take us in different directions and determine what happens. And it's so crazy. Our imagination is so powerful. And it's almost like this is just an imaginary experience itself, a big dream that we have a lot of control over. Of course, nobody thinks that for the most part. People don't think they have control over this reality. You know, people don't think their imaginations can control anything. But I mean, if you really think about it, you know, my favorite book, you know, The Strangest Secret, Earl Nightingale, is that we become what we think about. It's powerful, very powerful stuff. And I mean, really, I feel that we're all just the consciousness, the awareness, spiritual beings, and all this body shit is just a tool that we have for the time being, right? I'm not this body. I'm the awareness that it exists, just like you are. And we all are. We're all just awareness of itself, existence. And it's all the same, just experiencing itself through different bodies. Do I sound like I'm on drugs or something? I'm not. I'm just coffeeed out this morning, brother. I'm just coffeeed out. But no, I believe it. Imagination, what we believe, what we think about, what we focus on. That's why we got to be so selective of what we look at, of what we focus on. Sometimes people will send me things that, funny satire videos that are about topics of our world that I just can't watch. I can't consume it because it may upset me. And I can't upset myself, let myself get stressed out over the issues that our society faces. Say, I can't consume this, I can't see it, because it may upset me too much. I need to focus on what I'm in control of, right? Hell yeah. Protect our minds. I don't watch the news, never watch the news. Don't want to get stressed out, don't want to get upset, don't want to see the fighting, all the men versus women stuff going on too. I don't want to see it. I don't want to hear about it. Because it's stressful. It's stressful that men and women can't come together the way we're supposed to, get along, and love each other, right? At the end of the day, it's all about love. That's what we got to put out, right? It's just love. Hell yeah. So much hatred out there. So many lower vibrations. Learned about these things recently called pendulums. I had never heard of the concept before. It was in a video I saw. Pendulums. What are pendulums? The idea that there can be a topic, right? A topic that is being discussed by a lot of people. And that topic, whatever it is influencing everyone in a direction that it wants to influence them. So a pendulum, right? So whatever this topic is, and the more people talk about it, the more powerful it becomes to guide people into the way of thinking that it wants them to. So we got to be careful with the pendulums. The only thing we can really do, stay away from them. Don't let it infiltrate your mind. Protect your mind. Your mind is a beautiful thing. All of our minds are beautiful things. We got to take care of them, protect them. Not be led astray, not taken advantage of, not preyed upon by the powers that be. Hell yeah. I want you to keep doing your thing, brother. I know you're going to keep kicking ass. And I know you're going to find the right one you want. I tell you what I did for me. See, I know I'm kind of out there. I'm kind of different. And I'm kind of real different, I'm kind of out there. And all the women that I've dated here, the American women that I've dated, it never works out. It never works out for different reasons. So I'll tell you what I did, brother. And I haven't told anybody else this. I don't even know if I would, I'm kind of private about this stuff. But I took my search. I started talking to the women in foreign countries is what I did, Which we have to be careful. Because there's the risk that someone may try to, just scam you or lie to you, all sorts of things. But I did a lot of research on it, And the more I learned about it, the more I said, you know what, this could actually be something great, If I myself have certain certain values that are very important to me, but I have trouble finding someone here who has the same values. I said, maybe I can find someone overseas, and I believe that's what I've done, you know? Really fascinating stuff. So I gotta go visit her coming up here. I gotta go visit her, take a trip out to meet her and stuff, and see if it really goes how I think it's gonna go. Really cool stuff. Really interesting. Huh. Hell yeah. Now, now I'm not saying that, you know, you should try to do that too, because I don't know. I don't know if you should try to do that. Probably not. It's kind of like, you probably don't have to. I bet you could easily find someone here, you know? I bet you could, babe. I know you could. I bet I could too. I just kind of am tired of trying, you know, to find someone here. So all the women that I've been with here, they always kind of, I don't know, we just don't vibe right together. We don't vibe right together. I have sets of values and beliefs that I uphold, very important to me, that I just struggle to find a woman who feels the same about. But I started talking to these women from, the Philippines is what I did. And I talked to them, and we expressed ourselves to each other, and they make a lot of sense to me. They make a lot of sense to me. Hell yeah. And again, there's the worry that, well, what if she's lying to you, trying to use you, trying to take advantage of you, which for sure, there's all that kind of stuff too. That's the risk. That's the risk. I tell you what, you just gotta be real careful and cautious about that sort of thing, right? Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Now, we'll have to see what happens, babe. We'll have to see what happens. But I tell you what, I know I've been rambling. I wanted to try to make this a real good video for you because you paid double and you told me to keep it. I said, well, let's try to make this a real good video, which I appreciate, by the way. Thank you, brother. I really do appreciate that. Here. Maintain my path to success. One more thing I want to touch on is as you've made this journey in your life, you said that you've come to see you feel confident in your value as a man, which is wonderful. I'm so glad to hear that. And as someone who has worth in this life. So as you come to see that, as you feel that more with this transformation that you've made over these years, which I'm so proud of you, by the way. I mean that from the bottom of my heart. So proud of you for all that you've done, for how far you've come, right? Hell yeah. I know we've been rocking with the videos for a while, haven't we, brother? And I'm just so proud of you, so happy for you. There are so many who won't change their lives in the ways that they want to go, the directions they want to go. And they will remain products of their environments, of their circumstances, and they won't take charge of life. But I'm so glad that you have. I did too, brother. I did too. I took charge of my shit and decided that I was going to start using my imagination, you know, to form my reality, which we all can do. Hell yeah, we can. It's a beautiful thing to think about. How our minds play so much into this. Hell yeah. Wow. That's why we got to take care of our minds. We got to take care of our minds. Right? We don't leave that door unlocked all night. You lock that door so nothing can come in the house that's not supposed to. Same thing with that mind. We got to be careful what we put into it. I think that's one of the biggest problems with, you know, our younger generations now is their minds are being flooded with content that is, what am I talking about? I make fucking videos about Cyrax and shit. No, but at least Cyrax, that's something we can learn how not to act, right? And it's all in fun. It's all in fun. I think a lot of the other stuff that makes people angry and stressed out. I mean, Cyrax kind of makes us angry and stresses us out, but it's fun. It's different. Maybe I'm just a big hypocrite. No, the other stuff that's serious, that kind of just inspires people to feel upset, feel hate, feel negativity, right? All that kind of stuff. And we're flooded with it. Yeah. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. But I want you to be selective in whoever you give the opportunity to be in a serious relationship with you. I want you to be selective with that. Not just anybody. She's got to make your life better, brother. She's got to help support you, raise you up, believe in you, lift you up, raise you up, and believe in you and support you in your vision and your journey. And if she doesn't, she can't be with you, right? Hell yeah. That was my thing. I started feeling like the women I've been with, none of them ever, like, upheld my values, and they never really contributed to my journey, you know? But it's interesting. It's interesting. The one I talk to now, I don't know if I'm going to end up with her or not for good, but we'll find out, you know, we'll find out. I mean, actually, I believe I will. I believe it's going to happen, you know? Wow. But we have to see what happens. Only time will tell. But what's something I like is that we see each other's visions and encourage each other in the visions, and we'll support each other in the visions, right? It's really, really cool when you feel like someone's your teammate. I've never been with a woman I felt was my teammate, right? Hell yeah. Hell yeah. It's neat. It's fascinating stuff. But only time will tell. I want you to find that right teammate for you, brother. That's what I want for you. Find that right teammate, which you will bring to you, will attract to you, right? And if you want to try changing that style, right? Hell yeah. And no matter what kind of style you decide to rock with or change, if you do, you're still true to yourself, because true to yourself is true to your vision for your happiness, right? Hell yeah. Imagine if when I was in high school and I wanted to be a gangsta. Imagine if I had said, I need to keep it real, right? And I said, I need to be who I am. Oh man, I would have been in trouble. I never would have been able to do the good things in life that I was able to do, because I would have been stuck in an old paradigm. But sometimes we need a paradigm shift. And I don't know if you need to dress different, I don't know. But you do. In your heart, you know the answers. I don't know the answers. I hope I can help you find them within yourself for whatever it is that you're going to choose to do in your life, which you're already doing an amazing job. And again, I'm just proud of you, brother. I hope you know that I'm proud of you. And you're kicking ass. And I wish more guys could figure things out the way that you've done. You know, the world would be a much better place. Hell yeah. I try not to be too cynical these days. I try not to think that the world doesn't have any hope. I try to think that the world has hope. Sometimes it feels hard though, you know. Sometimes I do lose all faith in humanity. But I tell you what, brother, if we can have more guys like yourself and myself who take life by the horns, right? Who grab that shit, ride that baby, and have values that we uphold, good morals, and that don't seek to hurt others, but instead to help them in some way, however we can, we're all gonna be all right. You help me regain some faith in humanity. We can all be all right. We just need to have, maybe by us making the changes in our lives and in our way of thinking, we can affect the grid of consciousness and help others make better decisions too. I try not to judge people. I mean, we all see reality differently, but sometimes people like Cyrax, they'll get to me, man. No, he's special. He's a special case. But I just think about all the problems people have and all the self-destructive things that people do and all the mind control that goes on. And I'm like, man, people are fucked. We need the comment. Give us the comment. But you know what? We gotta hold on to the faith. We can't throw in the faith. We gotta hold on to the faith that we're gonna make it as humanity, as Earth, and that we're all gonna be part of it, right? I just don't know if I want to come back though, you know? I don't know if I want to come back. You ever think about reincarnation? I don't know if I want to come back, man. I want to go home. I feel like I'm from somewhere else, you know? I feel like I'm from somewhere else out there. And I'm like, Earth is not my home, man. I want to go home, you know? Hell yeah. But, I mean, that time will come. Whenever that time comes, and this dream is over, then we go home, right? Hell yeah. But we still got a lot of work to do down here. We're going to do it. We're going to do a lot of work down here together. Hell yeah. Hell yeah, we are. Keep kicking ass, brother. I really enjoyed this. I thank you again so much. I hope you got something out of this. And I tell you what, I look forward to hearing from you again very, very soon, brother. Until next time, much love, peace, and chicken grease. Oh, hell yeah. It sounds like you ain't kidding.